pre-trip, right, next. And then they'll say, okay, let's get back in the truck. And I'll have you go ahead and start it, especially during summertime. So I'll have you start it, turn on the AC, right? We'll let the truck cool down. While the truck is raising the max air pressure to do the last test, which is the tug test, right? They'll say, why don't you do the in cab? So the in cab goes like this. So you say, okay, I'm gonna check my mirrors, right? Make sure my mirrors are in good condition, they're not cracked or broken. They're positioned correctly so that I can see what I'm driving. All right, then I'm gonna check my convex mirrors, if you have convex mirrors. Make sure they're not cracked or broken as well. Also positioned so that I can see correctly. Then you're gonna check, work your way, so you're working your way out and you're coming in. I'm gonna check my windshield wipers, make sure my windshield wiper blades are in good condition. They're flush against the window, right? And then they're gonna make you turn it on, turn on the wipers, right? Make sure they move smoothly. There's no debris, and also your washer fluid. They may not have you spray your washer fluid, but you want to mention the washer fluid as well. Okay, and then you can have to check my windshield, so you're working away a little more. Check my windshield, make sure it's not cracked or broken, right? Good condition, that there's no illegal stickers or debris on the window that could impede your vision. Then you're going to check the seal around the window. Make sure the seal's in good condition, it's not cracked. Right, you don't want, when it's raining, you don't want water coming in, shorting out your dashboard, anything like that, okay? Then you're gonna talk about your gauges, so you come in here to the cab now. You're gonna talk about your oil pressure. You gotta say two things about your oil pressure. You wanna say that it has to come on or start rising within 4 seconds of turning your key on. And also, when it's a normal operating pressure, PSI should be between 20 and 60 PSI. Alright, and then your water gauge, your temperature gauge, you want to make sure to say it should be between 170 and 180 degrees at normal operating temperatures. Then you're going to say, I'm going to check my primary and my secondary air gauges. They both should cut out before 130 PSI. You do have to mention both when you say that. Alright, then you're going to check your voltmeter, which is right here in the middle. It should be between 12 and 14 volts. Alright, then you're going to check your high beams, or excuse me, your lights. So this is your tractor headlights and all your lights and running lamps. This is just your headlights, right? You can check your high beams, your low beams, right? Your four-way flashers, and your left and right turn signal. You want to make sure that they work outside as well as indicate on the dash, okay? And then you might ask the examiner at that point, you want to do that now? And they'll probably say, no, we'll wait till after the end. Go ahead and finish your in-cab, and then we'll do that after, before we head out. Alright, so you say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue checking my heater and my defroster, right, and the blower. Make sure that they're all working properly. You don't talk about the AC, you just talk about that because the heater with the defroster is right, really make sure you can see. So that's safety. Alright, and then you can say, I'll check my air horn and my city horn. They'll make it get a beep beep, And then you say, okay, I make sure that my floorboard's clean. Alright, there's nothing on the foot pedals, nothing on the pedals, greasy. Cause you to slip or something gets stuck underneath there. And then also you're going to check your emergency equipment. Right, so you should have your 3 DOT approved reflectors in working order. Your fire extinguishers, NBC or greater rating. Right, the needle pressure needle should be in the green, should be up to date. And the locking pin should be in place, and it should be securely mounted to the cab.
So you check those both on the kneecap and
I'll tell you why in a second too. And then also you want to make sure you have fuses, breakers, and bulbs for both your tractor and trailer. At that moment, you can say like, okay, make sure I got it. Oh yeah, here's the last one. So since we already did it in the beginning, you won't have to say it again. But for whatever reason, if you get out of order, make sure to include checking your seatbelt as part of your in-cab, right? Because that is part of it. So that's and that would be it. So okay, this will conclude my my in-cab inspection. And then the reason why we say the fire extinguisher lights and stuff inside and out is some of these trucks, like this one here, you might test in that one if it doesn't have a door. So you get the habit of saying the fire extinguisher. Okay, so yeah. So now we've reached max air pressure while I was doing the in-cab, right? So then I'll go ahead and do that real quick for you guys. We don't really do it until like the very end, right? So you start driving and stuff, but and it's really easy. So it's pretty simple. All you do is you're gonna put the truck into low gear, right? Make sure both your brakes are applied, all right? Then the test goes like this. So you just you don't have to have the hands like this. You have it right here. You just release the clutch slowly. Okay. All right, there you go. See the truck's just labored a little bit. Push the clutch back in. So this is a good test for both my tractor and trailer brakes because the truck labored, but it didn't move forward. So now you're going to check just the trailer brakes, right? So you release the tractor brakes, right? And then you go ahead and slowly release the clutch. Right, see, the truck moved forward a little bit. So this is not a good test, it's a bad test. But my trailer brakes, something's going on with that. I need to get that checked, right? But you say, the reason why is because it moved forward. Now I'm going to check my tractor brakes. Alright, now you do that again. Slowly release the clutch. They're a labor, but I did not move forward. So it's a good test for my tractor brakes. Tractor brakes are working right. And then at this point, you would release both your tractor and your trailer, and then you would move forward about 12 feet with your hands like this, and then they would say, okay, once you move about 12 feet, go ahead and stop the truck, right, using a regular foot pedal. And then when you come to a stop, if the truck did not pull to the left or right, you're not really holding it, you're just like this. If it moved like this, right, or like that when you stop, that would be a bad test, right? If you heard like grinding sounds or vibrations or something like that, that's not a good test. But if it's a good test, which in most cases it will, so okay, my truck didn't pull to the left or the right, or no vibrations, any grinding sounds or weird feelings, strange feelings. So this is a good test, right? And then they say, okay. Then at that point, they'll say, okay, sounds good. I'll hop out right now and I'm going to check the lights. You turn the headlights on, turn the high beams, low beams, all that good stuff, like what you talked about in the yank cab. And then once it does that, it confirms everything works or if it's working, then it'll say, okay, let's go out and we'll do our skills, which is like offsetting that person going from this lane to that lane backwards, right? Then you go from that lane to this lane backwards. Then you'll parallel park, conventional and side.
What about alley curves?
And alley docking. So see that one right here? It's the yellow line back there by the front bench. So you'll come this way, right? Like that second lane, and then we'll teach you how to bring it so that the trailer just drops right into that hole. So that's your alley dock. Which we'll learn that. You guys will learn that. Are you guys all working for CRST?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you'll learn that next week, sometime middle of next week. We'll start doing all that stuff. So this is